Hey diddly do, folks. What's going on there? This is Dan here on the Herbert T Outdoors channel. Uh, doing a little Father's Day tribute. Appreciate everybody coming in today. Just double checking the audio, make sure everything can be heard. I think it's working okay. Can you guys hear me? Welcome, Lady T. I appreciate you joining us. It's good to see you. Make a little adjustment here, see if I can catch up on my stream. But all right, folks, well, it's Father's Day, and one of the things I wanted to do is a little tribute to how my father impacted my life as an outdoorsman. Yes, Lady T, I appreciate that. If anybody has joined us here, I appreciate the thumbs up. And if you guys don't mind, tweet it out, shout it out, let everybody know. We're going to get some more people in here, see if we can't get this to be a good day. And if you guys haven't noticed, I am in Google Hangouts. So a little bit down the line here, I'd like to see if there's anybody else that would like to join me up here on the panel and maybe give a little discussion here on how maybe their father or a fatherly figure impacted them and their life, and how it associated to get them to be an outdoors person. So let's see, Lady T, I'm glad your father impacted your life. My own impacted my life, but not in a positive way, so I will just not mention him much. Well, I certainly understand that. But, we all have somebody that, kind of contributed to our lives, and it kind of gives you like a fatherly figure that kind of guided you down the path. Somebody mentored you or something like that. But I'm very fortunate that my father had a big impact on my life, and I just owe him so much. Light and Sky Watcher, how's it going? Appreciate you coming in. Hey Tyler, good to see you. Appreciate you coming by. Come on in, grab a seat. We're just getting things started here. Hope everybody can hear me good. I believe the audio was coming through, but I just want to take a little moment here to kind of detail how my father impacted my life. As a young man, or should I say a small child, my father got myself and my two brothers, and he got us out into the outdoors, into the woods, and he got us camping and fishing, and it was just something that I really took to. And one thing that made things even better when I got a little bit older, he as a family, we came together, and he and my mom worked it out so that they bought a house that was on a lake, and it had a couple acres of land, plenty of land to roam around in, and play in the woods, fish, all kinds of stuff. And that just really, meant a lot to me at that age. It was something that, a lot of kids don't get to experience. And I had, like I said, I had these resources available to me right out my back door. And I know that it was a lot of sacrifices on, my mom and dad's part to be able to this experience of where we lived to just enrich my life. And I can't tell you enough how much it did. And as I grew older, this was in Illinois, which I'm going to be moving back to, but a few years later we moved to Arkansas, and then we actually got into hunting. And my dad and I, we really took to it. My brothers did it with us, but wasn't exactly their thing. But I was so grateful for that time to be able to spend with him in the outdoors, learning things about hunting. And I'm not really even sure it would have mattered if we were hunting or just walking in the woods. Just the fact that we got to spend the time with him was just absolutely amazing. Yeah, Lady T, I've got your email, so I'll get you on here in a moment. And then we got BP Fishing. Happy Father's Day, everyone. I'm in Illinois, leaving in 2 years. Well, BP, I'm going to be there in about a little less half a month. So, but yeah, but like I said, the time I spent with him was great. And, I'm going to be moving to Illinois. And one of the nice things about that is I will get to, and folks, I'm sorry about the camera flipping there, but that's just a product of this software. Let's see if I can't get that straightened out here. All right, let's see if that. Really acting up today. I'm not sure why that's doing that. Let me try to switch it over. It might be my camera, but folks will bear with me for just a moment here. See if I can fix that. I know that can be annoying, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, that camera's going to work. But let me adjust filters on it here for just one moment. Okay. I apologize, folks. Like I said, that it's the wonderful world of technology and how it interacts. Let's see if I can dump that other one. It doesn't look like it's going to. I apologize. So maybe we might have to. Lady T doesn't know how to use green screen or the software it needs, so you guys will probably see me in camo net behind me. Oh, that's not a problem. But Lady T, if you and I apologize that the camera is acting weird here. I'm gonna give it one more go to fix it, and hopefully this will set things back in order. Okay, I think we are back, and hopefully this will go without issue for a while here. All right, so anyway, like I said, my dad had a wonderful impact on my life. He got me out into the outdoors, taught me many things. And one of the things that he taught me, even as a young man or even a small child, was, how to stick to things. And it kind of instilled some morals into me and some ethics, especially, one of the things that I got into when I was a little kid was playing chess. And he didn't have to, but he did. He took the time to sit me down and teach me how to get better at it. Went through, of course, as a young kid, you get frustrated if you don't win. You have a tendency to throw a little tantrum there. But he taught me determination to be able to just buckle down, learn it, and do it. And I actually got quite well. Won't go into how well I got. I got a few trophies out of it. Got ranked pretty decent in the U.S. Chess Federation. Not bad for a kid around the fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, and then of course it carried on up into high school, and then of course the usuals come along: hunting, fishing, cars, women, all that stuff, and you just kind of lose interest in some of those things. And there we go, flipping again with the camera. Well, I wish YouTube and Google would get that straightened out, but eventually I'm sure they will. But yeah, definitely appreciate everybody coming in. And Lady T, I'm going to send you a link here and see if we can't get you in. Maybe you can give us a little insight of maybe somebody that impacted your life and like a fatherly figure. I know we would certainly appreciate knowing how you got to where you are, because you are like an outdoors survivalist person. So I just sent you a link. Let me know if you got that. Outdoors and Nature Kathy, hello, happy Father's Day. Appreciate you coming in. Where, like I said, we're giving a tribute to fathers out there all over the world, or even fatherly figures. Sometimes it doesn't mean being dad is just the act of the creation. Sometimes it's a little bit more than that. Eileen Blex the fam, hello, appreciate you coming by. Grizzly Whiskers is back, buddy. Appreciate you coming in, and appreciate that BP fishing. So like I said, we're trying to get Lady T in here, see if we can get her to share with us. And folks, we have a gentleman in here. It's Fishing with Grizzly Whiskers. And without going into a lot of detail, I'd just like to give a shout out and let him know that you know, my prayers are with him. I believe this is his first Father's Day away from his kids, and I know that can be tough. And you know, I just want him to know that, you know, we're behind him. We're sending prayers out to him, and hope that you know, he knows that he's loved. We deeply appreciate him joining us here for this, and we know this is a hard time for him, but you know, hopefully we can give it a little bit of brightness to his day, because I know he's a good dad. I can just tell it by, you know, the way he acts, and you know, the way he talks. He's just an awesome person. So and if you guys haven't checked out his channel, go check him out. He's a funny guy, got a lot of great, you know, videos, outdoors fishing experiences. He does some product reviews. Definitely check him out. But Lady T, did you get the invite? If not, I'm gonna try to send another one. I got Blues Guitar Guy Fishing. Hey, appreciate you coming by. Happy Father's Day to you. And if I missed anybody, happy Father's Day to all the rest of you. It's good to see you. Come on in. And there we go with the camera acting up again. I don't know if it's overheating or what's going on, but it happens. Yeah. And we got Beastly Ironworks in here. Hey, Dave. It's good to see you. How you doing? But yeah, we're just, like I said, we're talking about dads and how they impacted us in our lives. Have any of you got a story maybe to tell of how your father or a fatherly figure impacted your life, and you'd like to be up here on the panel? If you want to send me an email, you can find it at the top of the banner or the About section of my channel. You'll find my email address, and just send me an email, and I will send you the link that you can join us here on the panel. Blues Guitar Guy, my kids are blowing up my phone with texts. I blocked them. I understand how that can be, you know, them blowing it up is, you know, it's like, yeah, I just want to chill today. But okay, Lady T, I'll do that. I'm gonna try it this way. Sometimes we have problems with it not sending the invites out from Google Hangouts, so I'm going to have to email it to her directly. And there you go. It's on its way. And my little Streamlabs buddy there is telling you guys, don't forget to smash the thumbs up and like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Hey guys,
appreciate that. There we go. There's Lady T. All righty. So Lady T, appreciate you coming in, and I know
I appreciate the invite.
You don't have exactly the best fatherly experiences there, but maybe you've had somebody that had an impact on your life, that, you know, in a fatherly figure way, that you'd like to share a little something about.
Let me close the door here so we don't disturb my son.
Okay.
And I'm gonna, a fatherly figure.
Yeah,
the one that I can think of would be my godfather.
Oh, there you go.
Jimmy Mortensen. He was a very strange man. He had eyebrows that were like 6 inches long or 3 inches long. It was really long. He had to use dippity-doo. You remember that stuff. He used that to make big wings out of them. He was very strange. He was also a germaphobe. He used to wash his hands with alcohol 50 times a day.
Oh, wow.
As a kid, I used to run up and I'd grab his hands and give him a big old hug and kiss him on the side of his face, and he would just almost freak. It was funny. He loved me, okay, but he was definitely a strange duck. He was almost. He was an albino. He had white hair, white skin, not just light colored. I mean, we're talking bone white, and he had almost white eyes. He was very strange. He actually worked. You guys aren't going to believe me this, but this is the truth. He actually worked for the mob.
Ooh, wow.
He's dead now, so I can talk about it and not get in trouble.
Oh, okay. I was going to like, wait a minute, don't do this on my channel. Don't get me in
No,
trouble.
he's been dead for years. I don't know which mob he worked for anyway. So, but he used to be known as the baseball bat slayer. So, yeah.
Wow.
I was not raised how 99.9% of the people were raised in the world. Okay. Which I believe is why I am now a prepper and a survivalist, because it was a matter of survival when I was growing up. You guys can believe me or not, it's the truth. But, I between my father being a con man and a shyster and moving us 2 or 3 times a year, and of course the things that he had done to me, which I won't get into. But I became a survivalist at a very young age. I remember I would sit down and write lists of materials and stuff that I would need to live away from everybody for a year to 5 years at a time when I was as long as I can remember. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah. Well, it may not have been a positive impact, but it directed you towards the person you are today. And you've actually acquired skills over time, and we see those in your videos and the things that you share with us, and it's certainly a great help. I know a lot of these things that I've learned from watching what you and a lot of the other guys from the bushcrafting, the survivalists, the preppers, the homesteaders are certainly great skills that I definitely want to be able to utilize. And I'm not saying in a sense of I hope something bad happens so I have to. It's just something that I think would be absolutely enjoyable.
Well, me growing up, you learn very quickly to watch your back trail, okay? Which in turn, that actually plays into survivalism, okay? Because if it is an SHTF situation, you do need to watch your back trail. You need to be aware. You need to have your head on a swivel. I don't go around with my head on a swivel 24/7. I've relaxed over the last 20 years. But if it did happen, then you've got to be aware of what's going on around you. And if you're out in the woods, even if it's not an SHTF situation, you still have to be aware because of mountain lions, bears, bad people out in the woods, like that guy on the Appalachian Trail that just killed that guy and stabbed the crap out of that woman. You have to watch out for that. And so being a survivalist is also being very aware of your surroundings. You have to be. So.
Oh, absolutely.
And I have learned that over the decades. So.
And there's certainly a lot of things going on in the world that just really sadden my heart and worry me as to, what's going to happen next, just some of the ridiculous laws and rules and things that just seem to keep creeping in. And at times it just makes a person want to just run off and go live in the wild and forget the world.
Yeah. I actually loaded up a horse one time, put everything I needed in the saddlebags and left. I just rode off. But when I sobered up, I called for a trailer to come get me. It's the truth, though. God, I love the truth.
Yeah.
But I really think a lot of today's society's problems, I think a lot of that stems from television
Yeah.
and video games. I mean, you get kids that are 7 years old in these video games and they kill 50 people in one match, and they become so inured to blood, guts, gore, murder, death, violence, that when they want to act out in real life, instead of doing it the way that the older generation expects, they act out in a more violent fashion because that's what they have been indoctrinated to.
Yeah, and I certainly, I kind of agree with you. I mean, there's so many video games that with just so much violence in them that, and if
Yes, it
you
is,
know a
Blues.
kid, and if the kids just sit there and they play those all day long, what is it teaching them?
Exactly. And it's a father and a mother's duty to limit that. Okay. I know parents want to give everything to their children, and it's actually normal to want to give your child more than what you had. But the long-term consequences of some of those TV shows and some of these video games and stuff like that, and not getting them out into the woods, like your father took you,
Yeah.
he took you out, he got you out in the world, and he taught you skills in the woods, and that has impacted your life, and that's a good thing. But when you were a kid, you probably didn't even have a cell phone or a pager. I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 38 years old. And it was one of those little cheesy little flip phones,
Yeah. Well,
my son, it drives him nuts because I leave mine at home all the time. I don't even think about it. I just walk off and leave it because I grew up not having a portable phone. You had to go home to make a call or to a payphone.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I grew up in the era of there were BB guns and things like that, but a lot of times you just go out, you pick up a piece of wood, and that became your machine gun or whatever, and you went out and you used your imagination. You got out there and made do with what you had, but you were in the outdoors. And nowadays, just sitting in front of a controller, pew 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 all day long.
Yeah. Well, I actually use the outdoors to escape.
Yeah.
So that was my thing. I would pick up a shotgun or a 22 rifle, and I would go and I would be gone all day, and I would force myself to come home at night. And that's what I did.
Yeah, I certainly understand that. I'm actually gonna stop this.
I grew up kind of wild.
See if I can get my camera here to flip over to the other camera, because it, for some reason, is acting very strangely today. It didn't do this the other day. But
in response to what Blues is saying about not being a slave to his phone, I used to be a walking phone book. Okay. Anybody wanted to name a phone number, I could name it off until I got a cell phone.
Yeah.
I would dial it once and memorize it.
Yeah. I used to be able to memorize numbers really well, and because of, like I said, having them in your contacts list and things like that.
I had a real one, Blues. Sorry.
how many people could actually pick out like 10 people and spout off their number and dial them instantly without having to pull them out of their contacts?
Yeah. Well, it's like a friend of mine, the guy that actually named me Lady T, okay, that gave me this nickname. Really, really nice guy. His phone number in 1991 was 321-1191. I can remember that. He doesn't have that phone now, but I'm not going to give the area code. But I couldn't tell you what his phone number is now because it's in my phone. I guess if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, kind of like the
Mosher, you don't have to go, do you?
the 8675309.
Yeah.
From the song that everybody remembers.
Oh yeah.
But that actually is a number to somebody.
And then the old pizza commercial with 459-2222. So
Yeah. Yes, again, like I said, I'm gonna have to switch back to my just my regular screen here if the camera doesn't quit overheating.
All right. Well, next
yeah.
week I'll probably have a webcam so I could be on like you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. One of the things I like to do is run a live, and then somebody wants to go on afterwards, and that's all right over to them. It's one way of helping each other's channels out, and you bring a lot of people over, and you always hate starting a cold live session with little of nobody in there.
Right. Well, everybody's going to say, who is this when I get on live cam? Because the picture they see now is a 12-year-old picture and I was all dressed up. Well, makeup and stuff.
All right. I have switched over to the green screen, and let's see if that stops the camera flipping. And it doesn't look like it has. So maybe it is...
Well, I see a green screen behind you now.
A Google Hangouts issue. But we'll give this a try, see if it's a little better. I know that gets annoying.
Hi, Dark Snow.
Dark Snow, hello. Appreciate you coming by. Come on in, grab a seat. And
hi, Julius. I got your response on one of my videos a little while ago, but I haven't actually gone over there and checked it yet. And thank you for sharing it.
And let's see, I'm going to try to catch up on some of these comments here. I've missed some. Dave from Beastly Iron Works, that's a good lad too. Busy learning them woodsy kind of things. Okay, perfecting them. Yes. And Julex, yep, I grew up using my imagination, and it was the best part of my life. And I can definitely agree with that. And Blues Guitar is not a slave to his phone. Rubber band pistols, remember making those? Oh, definitely. And Moser Boy has to get up at 2 a.m. and it's 6:30. So, well, Moser Boy, I appreciate you coming by. Happy Father's Day. And Blues Guitar Guy, he says he's 66 years old, can still remember most numbers and addresses I had over the years. It's weird. I kind of suffer from the ADHD and the getting old thing. So whenever squirrel, and then I forget why I'm
squirrel.
So that kind of kicks in from time to time. And Blues Guitar says he's thinking of going live later, so maybe if we are wrapping things up, maybe we'll raid on over to him.
That would be awesome.
And Julex is thanking everybody he's thanking Lady T, and of course I was there as well, for coming by last night on her live. It was certainly a good time, and she was actually picking winners for a contest to
and you took off and you stole all of those, man. You were like on fire. He was like winning everything. I couldn't keep up with him.
Well, that's a little trick I learned. Found this out especially over at Pusa Studios, they have you type in the 2 letters, and then everybody's like, man, I can never get up there because by the time I see my name in their list, it's way down at the bottom. But I'm going to give you guys the tip here. This is the secret. When he blows the bell or the horn or the whistle or whatever, and you hear those 3 honks, and usually he'll do a round of the horns, and then he'll talk for a little bit, and then he'll do another round, and then he says he's going to give out the letters. So somewhere in between the first round of horns and when he's talking. If you go down on your window to the gear icon, or on phones, it's I think in the upper right hand corner, there's 3 lines, and you click on it and it'll drop down. And there's an option for play speed. And if you click on that, it'll give you the playback speed, and it'll be on normal, but you can pump it up to all the way up to 2, and that's like 2 times normal speed. But if you click on that, then it will speed up because it's basically caching and buffering on your computer, so that you have a smooth play. If it ever drops a bit in between the video, you really won't even notice it. But if you speed that up, it will take you up to just almost real time of when they say it. And then when he calls out the 2 letters, you're right there with everybody else that has done this little trick. So, and over, once it has fully caught up to the almost real time, you'll see a little bit of lag for a moment, and then it'll stop, and then the regular video will play. And then over 20 minutes, it might lapse to the point that it's like maybe 2-3 seconds behind. So that's why you want to do that little speed up.
Gotcha.
So
I just did that with this live stream to try to get it more in sync, because I have to turn the volume off on the live stream.
yeah,
There's such a lag and delay.
right. And I when you're doing, and when you do your lives, if you have your computer on and you're doing it from your phone or something like that, or if you're doing it from a webcam, you have to actually, it's best to use like headphones so you don't get the echo effect, and then turn the volume of the screen that's playing the stream all the way down. Otherwise, you'll hear that anywhere from 2 to 5 second lag difference. So when you're talking, like 2 to 5 seconds later, you'll hear it playing that, and it'll really mess you up. So make sure you.
That's what it was doing to me the other night.
Yeah. So, and let's see. Think Dragon Think is in the room. I appreciate you coming by, and come on in, join us. We're celebrating Father's Day, and just giving a thanks to those that have contributed in a fatherly manner to us. And some be it bad, some be it good, but it made us the strong people we are today. And Gillette says, truly enjoyed the fun from Herbert T. Outdoors. Yeah, I kind of was hassling her last night. She was trying to do her live, and the little contest there for High Velocity Savage, where he is helping people get monetized, and she was doing little riddles. She was throwing out riddles, and people were answering them. And originally Savage started it where he said for her to sing, and we just kept egging it on, and I kept egging it on, telling her to dance and everything. So I think it made for a real fun evening, and I'm certainly glad I got to meet you, Julex, and I will be back in your lives, definitely.
Not to mention, everybody go over there and sub to Julex, because she's awesome. She also has a really cool Jamaican accent.
Oh, yes, she does. I always loved that accent for some reason. Just that and Australian accents.
Oh yeah.
But
good eye, mate.
Do we still have TC in here? I didn't see him.
Hey, Grizz, you're back.
I haven't seen him. Hi, good to see you, Grizz. I appreciate you coming back. Grizz, if you'd like to jump up here, I know, like I said, I know how you're kind of feeling about today, and you know, sometimes with the help of friends and knowing that there's people around you love you and support you and have your back, it kind of brightens your day. And I know, I'm kind of going through some things that kind of have me down, but I know when I get around you guys and get to talking with you, it makes my day. I feel so much better. Um, you know, it's like having a shoulder to lean on, and I didn't have to say a word. And you always, make me laugh. Uh, okay, can't handle it without breaking down. I would love to, though. I'll leave that up to you, Grizzly Whiskers. Uh, if you feel like you're up to it, just let me know, and I'll send you the link. And if not, we're still here for you, brother. We love you to death. And I was hoping to get TC on here because TC Bushcraft is a younger young man that is in the bushcrafting, very intelligent, way beyond his years. It just feels like he's an older soul, and
Hey,
we got
Trap.
Rattle Trap Fishing in here. Hey, how's it going? Come
Guys,
on
I'll be
in.
right back. I'll be right back.
Happy Father's Day. I appreciate you coming by. I hope everybody's doing good. Had a good Father's Day. I got 3 boys and a daughter, and I haven't heard a word from any of them, but I still love them just the same. You know, sometimes people just get busy in their lives, and priorities are not always uh, with where you think you would want somebody to have their priorities, but that's okay. I know they love me. Miss them dearly. Yeah, I appreciate that, Grizzly Whiskers. It's it's something that I've had to deal with for a long time. I've spent a great many holidays and birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all that stuff. Spent a lot of them alone, and then one thing I kind of picked up over time is, especially like Thanksgiving and Christmas, I actually learned how to cook a turkey, and I got to the point where I can make a full turkey dinner with all the trimmings. And the nice thing about it is that I don't have to wait in line. Nobody's there taking the prime cuts of the meat or the last piece of pie. It's all for me. But, hey, Kristen B, how's it going? Appreciate you coming back. Good to see you. Come on in. We're just, like I said, wishing everybody a happy Father's Day and a special tribute of being thankful for the fathers, and I enlightened a little bit about how my father has been a wonderful impact on my life as far as the outdoors and some of my morals and standards to make me the man that I am today. And I'm certainly appreciative of everything he's done for me. A lot of the sacrifices he's made over time that you don't realize as a kid, but when you get grown up and you're paying your bills yourself, and uh, it just really opens your eyes to the things that they sacrificed and did for you, and I definitely appreciate it. And I know my mother was there every step of the way as well, and I appreciate all the things she did too. So, but how's everybody doing? Anybody got any special news or anything coming up? I also like to, realize that everybody that comes in here is like family to me as well. I've gotten to know a lot of you over the last couple of months, and I started my channel back in March. I believe it was in the 1st of March. And it's amazing how many people I've come to know. I mean, I've got friends in Taiwan. I've got friends in South Africa now, Canada, just all over the place that, without this YouTube, it wouldn't have been possible that I, would have recognized. So. And Lady T's back with us. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm back. I just didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, no problem. So does anybody else feel like maybe they want to join us here on the panel and maybe give a special little appreciation to their father or a fatherly figure in their life? So we got Rebel Jack here. How's it going? Appreciate you coming by. And folks, if you haven't already, smash that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate that. And everybody else, mix and mingle and get to know each other. It's like I said, it's definitely glad to see everybody in here. In this Google Hangouts, it's a lot harder to tell how many people are in here and watching. And I think I see roughly about 5 in here. We got 21 thumbs up. That's certainly awesome.
That's what I see too.
Okay.
I'm watching the live stream on YouTube, but the Google Hangouts is in the background, and I just have the volume turned down off the live stream so it doesn't lag.
Yeah.
Mess me up.
I know the first time I did, I couldn't figure out where the echo was coming from. So
Right?
it was really bizarre. And actually,
everybody out there, though, is if you've got a decent father, definitely you're going to want to call him today or write to him if you can, unless he's passed away or something.
Yeah.
And even then, send up a little small prayer. He'll hear it.
Absolutely. And our prayers do go out to those that their fathers are no longer with them. And I know, that you love them very much. I'm fortunate that, both my mother and father are still with me, and I hope for a long time to come. There's always the standing joke that I always said, when it comes to like inheritance and stuff like that, whatever, you think you're going to inherit from your parents. To be honest with you, I'd rather have every minute I could with them than any kind of inheritance.
Yeah.
You just can't put a price on that.
What I did with my boys is about 10 years ago, I just divvied up all of any family heirlooms that I had between them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a pretty minimalist kind of person anyway. Everything I own will fit into a bedroom and a couple of walk-in closets. That's it. And so I gave them any and everything that I considered valuable a long time ago.
Yeah.
So they would have it. Why wait till I die to get it? Why can't they enjoy it now? Like picture albums and things of that nature.
Exactly. Yeah. And, there's things I want to pass on to, like to my sons and my daughter. And, sometimes I think, maybe I just go ahead and give it to them now for them to enjoy. But I use them, my hunting stuff, my fishing stuff, things like that. So,
well, that's different. I'm talking about like heirlooms.
Yeah.
Of any sort.
Yeah. definitely.
Yeah, my kids aren't getting my bug out bag until I, toes up. So
Yeah. And that's something and I almost feel like, you as a prepper, um, slash survivalist and whatnot, uh, like you said, you got your bug out bag and things like that. And I know there are things that, people should do, and, I probably should, uh, because you never know where things, might go wrong. You got
mind
to
if I
be
take over
prepared.
from here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be a grid down, world going to hell situation for to need a bug out bag. It could be something simple like a hurricane or tornado, flooding, which the United States has seen more than its fair share of this year. There's a lot of reasons why to have a go bag. Okay. Even if you just want to go camping, well, you know what? It's all in there. Just grab it and go. Go camping with it. You don't have to do anything special. It's already there. You might want to put a few other things in the vehicle before you go, but the majority of it will be in your bug out bag, and it's always ready to at a moment's notice. But you just don't know. I mean, I live in an apartment complex now, upstairs. What if the other side of the apartment complex caught on fire because somebody caught their grease on fire in their kitchen? I have a go bag. I grab it, walk out the door with my dog. There's a lot of reasons to have a go bag, and none of them have to be catastrophic.
Right.
It's a good thing to have. Being prepared is not a bad thing. Being not prepared is actually a modern concept. Hundreds of years ago, everybody was a prepper. They all stockpiled for the winter and for the early spring, and they all went, and everything they did was for the long-term survival of their family, especially if they were pioneers or something of that nature. It's not a new concept. It is a very old concept, and people have just moved away from it.
Yeah, and I definitely understand that. I would have to say that the recent storms, especially, just tested my can here, but it doesn't look like it's going to cooperate. But the recent storms that we've had come through here, in the Arkansas River Valley area, we had the F1 tornado come through here. And that is the first time that ever in my life I have been in a weather situation where I was kind of scared. I actually beelined for a central room in the house where, it was a bathroom, the walls were narrow or they weren't too far apart. So,
you remember that May 3rd tornado that basically took out almost the whole town of Moore, Oklahoma?
Sounds familiar.
This was like, 15, 20 years ago. Anyway.
Yeah.
The May 3rd tornado, it was a big F5. It tore through the city of Moore, Oklahoma, about a mile-wide swath, and leveled it. Okay? And the helicopter aerial view of these houses showed a vast majority of the houses had that one bathroom standing still. And people were in those when that tornado took the rest of their world. It showed one bathroom that had a bathrobe hanging on the edge of the door. It was still there, but the whole rest of the house was gone. Very freaky weather. Now, those people, it was a good thing they had their bathrooms to get into because a lot of people died. Okay. I'm guessing somewhere around 600 or 700 people died that day. But a lot more people were saved by going into their bathrooms. Now, I don't think that a person should rely on that as their fail-safe. I think they all need a Frady hole, or what other people call a storm cellar. Basically, your people that do septic tanks can get that for you and put it in for you. Cost you about $2,500. They could save your life. So, having a storm cellar is important.
Yeah, I live in a duplex and a rent, so of course, that's kind of an out of the question option. But like I said, just the whole feeling of the experience kind of changed me. Hey, Into the Bush, how's it going? Appreciate you coming by. Come on in. But yeah, the feeling and I, it's hard to explain. I actually felt the pressure in the air change, and it was I could feel the
You can feel it on
vibration
your
of the
face.
pressure. Yeah, exactly.
You can feel it. It's like pinpricks on your face.
And you know, I'm an outdoors channel, which you know, is primarily oriented around hunting and fishing. And again, like I said, I've actually gotten to know a lot of people in the bushcrafting, prepper, survivalist, homesteading environment, and it kind of made me begin to think that maybe I need to get a little more into that and start, you know, like you said, a bug out bag. It doesn't mean, you know, a world catastrophe. It could mean something as simple as a tornado. And I was that close to an experience that I may have needed one. So, and then
Well,
of
you know,
course,
if a tornado comes through your town and it takes out your power plant and your water plant, then if you've got food and water stocked up, then you know you're not impacted as badly as those that only keep 2 days worth of food in their house.
right. And there was a lot of people that were impacted by the flooding here. Of course, the river actually reached record height this year, which
Yeah.
was a little over 22 feet above normal.
Is it
So,
still up now, or is it going back down?
oh, it's still up. It's not completely down. Um, yeah, we got quite a bit. I, I don't know in past years if this has happened before, but in Fort Smith, the Arkansas River, you know, kind of comes in from the Oklahoma side and kind of wraps around the northern side of it, and then across the river on the northern side is a town called Van Buren. And so both towns were highly impacted by the flooding, and just the fact that uh, so much, you know, area was impacted. A lot of the farming areas around here were impacted, so a little bit worrisome. But had I been somebody that was living in those areas that, you know, this is like 100-year flood type stuff. Had I been in one of those areas that I was forced to basically leave my home, you know, if I was in a sense of prepping, or you know, like I had a bunker of sorts with all kinds of supplies and everything in it, you know, if that area got flooded, you know, it's kind of, you can't really get to it, and you can't carry all that with you.
No,
So
you can't.
you gotta have,
Prepping and survivalism and bushcrafting, they all kind of play in with each other. One isn't separate from the other. Okay,
yeah,
they're all interrelated. Because you could be a prepper, but like you said, if you can't stay home or if your home gets underwater, okay, then you've got to bug out, and at that point, it becomes a survival situation.
right,
Okay, and in that survival situation, you're liable to use bushcrafting skills to enact your survival. So they all play with each other.
yeah, that's true.
They're like a little gang of teenagers. You know, you got to kind of keep them grouped together and keep an eye on them.
Right. And you know, like I said, I am absolutely enjoying watching the channels that I interact with, getting to know everybody, getting to know what it is they do, and you know, learning from them. I certainly have learned a lot, and uh, you know, I kind of feel bad that I don't have a lot of videos that, you know, are actually training or teaching or so much of that on the outdoors stuff. But uh, I also try to help the channels back, you know, the ones that I've learned, by giving them some of my knowledge that I've picked up on how to do things with the channel. I tips on, you know, the tags, the title, hashtags, and all that stuff to help your videos get better ranking and stuff. So, uh, you know, I'm definitely open to helping people. I've already had, I think I've got 4 channels now that I've helped them with some of their videos. And I know one of my success stories is one of the bushcrafting channels. And I took, I think it was I was looking at it and I thought it was an older video, but it's like a 1-month-old video that had, I think, a little under 2,000 views. And I kind of mentored him, and a lot of, he did some of it himself because he knew more about what the video was about, but mentored him to tag it, to make it more recognizable. And last I looked, he was approaching 6.8K views on it, and that was maybe 3 weeks ago.
Hell, I'm lucky to get 100.
Well, it's all in how you do it, and you have to get into the mind of the person that is searching for your videos, because they're going to go to the search bar and they're going to type something in, and that's
Right.
what's going to direct them to your video. So if your tag, or let's start with your title. If your title is "I went camping," that's so broad. There's a bunch of people that went camping. So you might indicate a location, and it doesn't have to be the exact location. I could say, I went camping in the Ozarks. So it's a mountainous range. It's not specific. I didn't say that I was on this road or anything like that, but it helps the people that are searching kind of refine down to the specific video. So if I, for example, said I went, or I try not to use the "I" in it, because the "I" word, it's too common. You might say epic camping trip in the Ozarks, and then maybe a little something after, something fantastic that happened. S'mores fail or something, because people make s'mores when they go camping, or but it's just something that catches the attention of the person. And you have to bear in mind that those things that you put in there are going to be, they're going to help you create tags. So when you get down to the about section, you're going into more detail, and you have to remember the first 3 lines of the about section for a video are very key. That's what the search engine is actually going to collect and put into your the analytics of what is this video about. And as you're creating that, again, you're putting in words that you're going to be using as tags. And when I say tags, I don't just mean the common word camping, fishing, hunting, bushcrafting, survival. Those are real common words. But if you define it in your about section and you get detailed with it on your tags, you will be surprised at how much better your ranking will be in the search engine.
One thing I don't like to do is worry about clickbait. I'm not going to do clickbait titles.
Yeah, clickbait. Well,
those piss me off, actually.
Actually, I think clickbait titles will get you in trouble with YouTube. Especially, I know there's on the MLF, the Major League Fishing channel, there are people that follow it that do YouTube channels, and there was a gal that she followed the MLF when they had one of their fishing competitions, and she said something about catching a double-digit bass or yeah, I think it was a reference to a double-digit
True
bass.
blues, they are different.
And so, to most bass fishermen, they'd love to see a double-digit bass. I've I haven't even broke over 6 pounds, and so yeah, it's always, you just in awe to see a double-digit bass. And the simple fact that she mentioned in the title and it was on the thumbnail for a double-digit bass, that was enough. Okay, I'll watch it. And so basically, she went out, and I think it was with some of the Guggen squad. Went out on the boat with them. Some of the people that are big in fishing. A lot of people have heard of Guggen baits, but anyway, she went out with them fishing. Showed catching a few fish for the day, but not a single one was a double-digit bass. And the very last minute and a half, she said, and we didn't catch any double-digit bass today. And that was her reference to it. And that right there is pure clickbait to me.
Well, when somebody does something like that and puts in a clickbait title and it says, okay, like Blue said, a bear ate my bacon and then we ate the bear. Well, if the bear didn't actually eat his bacon and then they didn't eat the bear, that's clickbait in my opinion. And I will actually unsub and not go back and see him no more.
Absolutely. And I think YouTube is really going to crack down on that kind of stuff. I think they're going to start penalizing people for it. And I think the penalties are going to be things that people are not going to like, but you have to realize they set the rules. It's their game. It's their show. So if they say that, you get a strike against you for clickbait, don't say you weren't warned, And yeah, like Blues Guitar Guy just said there, it's a good way to lose support, definitely. I unsubscribed from that channel as soon as I saw that video where they basically said, double-digit bass. Sorry, you just lost a follower. Yeah, YouTube wants you to have imaginative titles. Just not deceptive. That's right, Blues Guitar Guy.
Hey, well, listen, guys, I am going to get off of here.
All right.
And I so appreciate you inviting me in here, Herbert. This was very much of an honor. I appreciate it.
Well,
and I would like to tell everybody that's in the chat, have a great day. Have a great Father's Day. And you guys have a great day today and an even greater day tomorrow. And I'm going to get out of here for a while.
All right, Lady T. Thank you very much, and much love to you.
All right.
All right. So I'm not exactly sure because in Google Hangouts I do not get a timestamp on this. I'm not exactly sure when I started. It looks like it's just been a little over an hour ago. Yes, Julius is saying to Lady T and enjoyed. It was good to see her. It's always good to see Lady T. She's a wonderful lady. She also tempts us with her some of the cooking that she does when she joins us in the late night chat over at McCarthy's Survival. She's always telling us something that she's cooking, or a cake or something, and making us hungry. So it's sure torture, but and I think I know Tyler was waiting for something, some caramel something. All right, Blues Guitar Guy. When you get back, maybe we'll see if you're interested in joining us up here on the panel. Say hello. Maybe share a little experience if you want to. And now let's see. Looks like we got 4 watching. I don't have my usual crowd in here. A lot of people are spending their day with family and friends. I certainly understand that this is Father's Day, so a lot of people are out spending the time with them. Let's see. Anybody else got an interesting story they'd like to relate about their father, or maybe a shout out to a fatherly figure? Let me know. Well, I'd love to hear it myself. I shared my experience, and no, we're not going to keep this going for too long. Normally I try to, keep them around 2 hours, but today is just a tribute to Father's Day. And I know I kind of detoured off there a little bit about the tags and titles of videos and rankings and such, but definitely wanted this to be about, Father's Day and shout outs to the fathers of the world. And I wanted to, say that I really appreciate my dad and that I love him very much. But if we don't have anybody else that wants to take a turn up here with me on the panel, I believe we might wrap things up for the day and maybe see who is live that maybe we can send you guys over to, and we'll raid over there and let them know it's a raid from Herbert T. And I think I just saw why a lot of people are busy today, because Busha Studios is live. If you guys are not familiar with Busha Studios, they are doing the wheel today, and if you happen to get up on the wheel, they'll basically do a review of your channel and give you some wonderful information that will help you. Definitely, they do sincerely help people, and it's something that I've actually been able to do a couple of times, and I deeply appreciate it. So let's just double check things. See who we've got. Oh, we got the American Joe show that's going on too, so definitely understand. A lot of people have been in those channels. So I'll tell you what, let's do, folks, if you're still with us. Let's raid on over to Busha Studios. You'll give me a moment here, I'll get you the link for it. And when you get over there, tell them it's a Herbert T Outdoors raid. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, we got, let's see, we got Simple Man's Barbecue. Hey, I appreciate you coming in. You kind of caught us on the tail end of the show. Just happy Father's Day, by the way, if you're a father. Good to see you, but like I said, we're kind of wrapping things up. It's been kind of a slow day, but I just wanted this live to be a tribute to my dad and the fathers out there in the world. And I gave I told a little bit about how my dad influenced my life, and he's certainly a wonderful man, and I appreciate and love him to death. But like I said, we're wrapping things up here. And Julius, I appreciate you coming by. And last night was so much fun, and I certainly hope you had a good time today. And we'll definitely catch you in your next live. You've got some work to do before tomorrow. I saw you here and had to come by, and thank you very much. I appreciate it. And Simple Man Barbecue, thank you, sir. Yes, I have a 3-year-old boy. Happy Father's Day to y'all out there. Appreciate that. And so we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to throw up a link here. We're going to raid on over to Pusha Studios. And if you guys don't mind, tell them that's a Herbert T Outdoors raid and let him know that we're coming to support him. I'd appreciate it. And one last thing to you guys, keep Jesus in your life. Love you all. We'll catch you next time. Shauna, hey, love you much. Appreciate you throwing that up there. Let's all join over to Pusha Studios, and I will see you there. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Love you guys. Have a good one.